Yo, it's Tusai Anime here, and today we're going to discuss the spoilers for Chapter 20 of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. We are finally reaching the climax of the battle between Ryu and Sarada. Time for us to discuss if Mitsuki is finally falling in the tier above Jigen level, or is he just at Jigen level? The reason why I'm making this assumption that Mitsuki may be at Jigen level or above Jigen level is the only character that was actually stated to be above Jigen level, and that's Code. See, Code was easily captured by Ryu in one of the chapters where Jura one-shotted his armor. But here we see Mitsuki in the panel going toe-to-toe with Ryu, a rematch of the century. If you ever watch the anime Boruto, you know that Mitsuki and Shin have fought before in the tuning. If Mitsuki continues to score damage against Ryu, we can safely say he's above Jigen level or just at Jigen level. But this is very important because Boruto is going to need all the allies that he can get. That was everyone's biggest gripe with the story. With Boruto being stated as the strongest under Jura, we were wondering where the other characters were going to fall under, because Boruto is going to need help. And how can they help him if they're all so weak? But right now we're seeing Mitsuki go toe-to-toe with Ryu, reassuring the audience that they have gotten a lot stronger. And I know a lot of people are going to bring up Boruto versus Mitsuki, but Boruto completely just outclasses any ninja that is not Kawaki or an alien type hybrid humanoid like Jura. This is very important that the chapter will be opening up with Mitsuki continuing the fight, because it's leading us towards the most important moment of this fight. And that's when Sarada releases and uses her MS Sharingan. You see, Mitsuki is going to fight Ryu up to a point to where he loses. And at that moment when he finally loses, Sarada is going to release her full power. And her full power is going to be the MS Sharingan. Like I said, I don't care what ability they give Sarada, it better not be the Amaterasu, because I'm going to slander Ikimoto. But outside of that, another very important thing you can draw from this panel is that they finally figured out a way to get around Ryu's power of controlling them like puppets by using the magnetic sand that's all around. No possible way that Ryu is going to give him back that sword that completely counters his abilities. So the only way Mitsuki can be freely moving in this panel is that Sarada figured out a way to evade the magnetic sand. I'm not 100% sure how she's going to do it, but we've seen Sarada become very level-headed when she's in a dire situation. Just remember Boro versus the new Team 10, where Sarada used her Sharingan to see the microscopic virus that was attacking Kawaki in Boruto's body. And at that moment, she figured out Boro's weakness, and Mitsuki created a vaccine. They're the perfect two-man team when it comes to fighting. Sarada will figure out the issue, pinpoint the weakness, and Mitsuki will find a solution to help or aid in that problem. Like when Mitsuki took the virus and made an antibiotic and gave it to Boruto and Kawaki right before they went all out to defeat Boro. Let's not forget, in that moment, Sarada was able to use her Sharingan to see regeneration ball, or whatever they call it, that was in Boro's body. I'm 100% sure Sarada is going to use her Sharingan in the same way and see how to defeat Ryu. And this is very important because, like I said, Sarada is going to get new feats when she finally goes against Ryu using her MS Sharingan. Her MS Sharingan is going to play a major role in this issue. I'm heavily invested in this fight because I honestly didn't see how they can make any fights interesting without having Boruto in the middle. This is much needed character growth for our favorite side characters. My only issue right now with the fight, and I'm going to hold my judgment, I want Sarada to be more active with her Sharingan. Like, that thing needs to be on at all times. Throughout the Boruto 2 Blue Vortex manga, it's like she always has her Sharingan off, which I get from the anime. They say since she's not fully Uchiha, it drains her body a lot, but her mother should have taught her the counter for that. And very easy. And in the anime, she actually did learn to counter that side effect by matching her mother's chakra control. So I feel like this is the one thing they just need to remove this nerf from Sarada's character, because nobody cares. Since we're at the climax of this fight, you know what's next, the falling action. And that's after she uses her MS, they defeat Ryu. Something is going to trigger for Boruto to enter the fight. You have to remember, when they first got to the Sand Village, Mitsuki was the first one to find one of Boruto's markings, the symbols that he uses Flying Raijin with, to make him seem like he just comes out of nowhere. This small but big detail, pause, placed in that chapter to let us know how this fight will end, and that's with Boruto entering the fight. To save Sarada, no, Boruto has to keep his promise to his fallen master. So he's not going to let anything happen to Sarada, and especially not Mitsuki. Regardless of what omnipotence done to everyone's brain, Mitsuki is still Boruto's best friend, and he's not going to sit there and watch him die like Kashin Koji is hoping for. But what's going to trigger Boruto entering the fight if I already said Mitsuki and Sarada is going to handle Ryu? Well, it's obvious. Masari is going to consume Konohamaru, and unfortunately, if she does devour Konohamaru, the power-up she's going to get is going to put her closer to Jura's abilities, and if that's the case, there's going to be absolutely nothing Sarada, Mitsuki, and the Sand Village people are going to do. The two Sand Ninjas are going to take the Thorn Soul to Shinki and release Gaara, and they're going to have their family reunion. But on the surface, Sarada and Mitsuki are going to continue waging the fight against Masari, and they're going to lose. And once they get to the point of the battle is just going to get so one-sided, Boruto's going to enter the chat, which is going to trigger Jura. See, Boruto has two options: join the fight or go get Kawaki from the Leaf Village and bring him to the fight, so just in case if Jura enters the battle, they are ready to fend him off. But like I said, I feel like Kawaki and Jura are going to join sides at the end of all of it. But that's it for my yapping. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I'm out. So just like I was kind of discussing throughout the video, Mitsuki unleashes his full Sage Mode power, and it wasn't enough to subdue Ryu, which we all knew was obvious. This put Mitsuki in a critical condition that forced Sarada to use her MS Sharingan, and it's a brand new power, and thank God it's not the Amaterasu. So Ikimoto, you're safe. But this is very vital to the story. Like I said, these chain of events in the next couple of chapters are all going to lead to Momoshiki returning and the Jogan and everything of that nature. See, Sarada is going to defeat Ryu. After Ryu's out the place, Moegi's going to consume Konohamaru. This is going to trigger Boruto to enter the fight, and all the chain of events that need to take are going to happen. I know it sounded like I ended the video, but just stay on, and you're going to see all the different summaries from multiple accounts, and more importantly, from Rye, from fans. So I'm gonna have all that in the video. Go ahead and watch, read, and enjoy, and let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm out for the second time. Sorry.